Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have been saying how I want to continue this series of personal finance because, yeah, it's something that I'm indeed passionate about. And I've got a video right here I want us to have a look at in regards to regarding some people that are essentially ranting about personal finance. Personally, as you can see from the title, you can see that this is, you know what, let me just click play and we'll go from there.
I just saw a video of a woman who unalived herself because her mortgage payments went up by £600.
Is anyone else finding the cost of living in England
Rest in peace, by the way. That's crazy. Crazy.
absolutely astronomical?
Like, all of our bills have gone up. The water bills have gone up massively. Council tax is huge. Energy bills massive.
Every single person is struggling.
It's going to take fucking years for the UK to start doing better again. Because it's that fucked.
There are more houses on the market right now than there have ever been in the last 10 years.
What in the cost of living crisis bullshit is this?
This guy must be like famous. Am I right in talking about well, in his approach to this cost of living thing? I've now seen him. I saw him in my last video. Yeah, this must be a thing for him.
I actually think it gets worse and worse every single day.
Bro, how is anyone affording to actually live in the UK? How are you managing financially?
All of our tax is being sent to here, there, and everywhere.
Council tax, insurance tax, income tax, capital gains tax, NHS tax.
Like, when I hear people saying they want to come to the UK, I'm like, what are you actually coming to the UK for? There's nothing in this country.
Life in the UK right now feels like a survival game.
All right, so as you can see, I just wanted to play that, guys, just as an intro. Shout out Britpoint. Yeah, shout out Britpoint. I should have actually. I should have done this, shouldn't I? Yeah, silly me. Doesn't matter anyway. You guys got a brief understanding of where this is going, basically. So, as you can see, guys, the title of this video is this video is titled "Why Personal Finance is a Superpower," right? And what you'll find, or yeah, let me just say what you'll find in general, right? What you'll find is, guys, this is how many people are seeing the current climate. This is how they view it, by the way. I need you to understand that this is how people are viewing the current climate. I want to say, right, there's definitely more than half of the population. So we might call it, let's just say 60, 70, maybe 65. Let's just set like 65, right? Give me a second, sorry. I don't know why I'm doing that. Let me just let me see how. I'm just gonna do a quick search, guys. How many people in the UK are below the poverty line? Below the. I don't know if I'm gonna just type this in here. Let's just see what comes up. If you see me looking down, I've got a iPad. So it says UK poverty statistics. So according to the latest data, around 17% of people in the UK were in relative low income, relative poverty before housing costs in 2023-2024. This figure rises to 21% once housing costs are accounted for. Additionally, 15% of people in the UK were in absolute low income before housing costs in 2023-2024, and 18% were in absolute low income, absolute poverty for after housing costs. I'm reading this terribly. These statistics indicate that a significant portion of the UK population is living below the poverty line. Sorry, so I need to read this again. The statistics indicate that a significant portion of the UK population is living below the poverty line, with variations depending on whether housing costs are included in the calculations. So all of this stuff is including housing costs. But what I'm essentially guessing, right? What I'm guessing is that the majority of people, the majority of people are struggling to deal with inflation, and their cost of living right now is essentially beating them up. So that's what I mean by that, in terms not necessarily living below the poverty line. Well, I guess people are, I guess, because I hear friends of mine that will say they once they get paid, once they pay off their outgoings, they basically have nothing left. So they're literally living, they're literally working to live. They're literally zero, right? They just break even every single month. They don't have anything to spend. So this is what again, it would be great to do those specific find the specific data on that to see if I am right, but I can only assume from the amount of people that are going online to rant, as well as the majority of people that aren't doing that. There's going to be a majority of people that are just going to keep silent. I don't really want to come go online to talk about their business due to maybe there might be introverts, people that are, or maybe just have anxiety, just going on screen online. So yes, I believe there's a majority of people that are probably like that. So when you start taking these things into consideration, you start realizing to yourself that those people that are able to manage essentially are people, let me just play it like this actually, that are able to, those people that are able to manage are people that have learned a skill that many don't have. So if that's you, I'm here to tell you that you possess a superpower, right? Because I need you to think about this like critically. We're living in hard times right now, right? Where the majority of people are struggling, complaining, they're not finding it easy, right? This is the norm. Like this is where the majority of people are sitting, right? People are sitting in the I'm struggling, cost of living is crazy. That's the group they're sitting in. And that's the majority. I've always said those that are thriving are, I want to say 15, it might be even just 10%, while those that are really like in poverty, like destitute pretty much, right, are, I want to say around the same, maybe 10, 15, probably even more, right? But the middle is what me and you are in. If you're watching this, if you're not, and you're more in the, congratulations, if you're more in the upper echelons. The thing about it is that not everybody is complaining. That's the thing. Not every single person is complaining, right? There's only a few people that are maybe due to their outlook, right? And they're seeing it as, well, I might just work harder, maybe it's due to their personality, their attitude towards things. But there's certain people out there that I guess they've mastered their personal finance. They've mastered budgeting and all that stuff there, and they know what is needed for them to essentially not struggle, essentially not complain. And this is why for me it's always important to just give my take, right, on my personal finance, because there's going to be people out there that can truly relate. Let's be honest, if I was to be harsh, which I might have to be harsh in some, in some ways, maybe to get it through to people, that essentially what's going on right now is your fault. If you're really struggling, really struggling, and you got to look at your surroundings, see, okay, cool, I have certain possessions, I do certain things, this is all under your control. I can only now say that due to that fact, this is your fault. Is it your fault that stuff is getting more expensive? No. But the things within your control, you need to reorganize your house, right? Because the things within your control, you're able to do so. This is your stuff. You can't now go somewhere else and try to touch other people's stuff. Well, that's borderline. Well, I guess I'll call it, I don't know, harassment or vandalism, whatever. You cannot go and try to move up other people's stuff. So anything beyond your control is beyond your control. Let it happen, but as long as your house is in order, things outside shouldn't have an all-encompassing impact on you. It should impact you, but it shouldn't completely, blow your house down, basically, right? So again, if you're good at personal finance, is that guy on the, is he just watching? The guy on the top right, is he watching? Is that just the image? Sorry, I just caught me off guard. Okay, so let's now see what everyone else is saying, guys. This is more. I wanted just to give you that insight into the minds, basically, of us Brits living right now, and how we are reacting to the state of the economy right now. Everybody's reacting the same. If you're not reacting like that, right? Maybe you're too young. That's what it is. You're living with parents. You're not really feeling it. But if you're not reacting like that, and you're a working man, woman, right? You're probably someone. I'm just guessing. You're probably someone that you might have a superpower. All right. Let's go back here and let's see what the people are saying, man.
Tax, insurance tax, income tax, capital.
With no cheat codes, prices keep rising, wages stay the same, and somehow your paycheck disappears before you even touch it. People are stretching every pound, skipping essentials, and pretending heating isn't necessary. Meanwhile, politicians keep making promises that don't seem to do much. Stick around because we're breaking it all down. And yeah, hit subscribe, unless you enjoy financial pain, in which case, carry on.
Someone tell me, what in the name of the cost of living crisis is going on in this country? Because
I just saw him move, so it is a person that is watching. Is that the person that was talking? Got a mask on and everything, yeah? Okay, I like the trying to remain anonymous, okay.
I've just been food shopping. Nothing high end. Went to Aldi. Love a bit of Aldi. But please tell me why I've come out and felt like I've had my pants pulled right down because I feel violated at the cost of my food shop. That's literally going to last me a week. 1 week. There's 5 of
How much did you spend?
us, right? Technically, there's 4.5 because I've had a gastric band and my 7-year-old can eat more than I can. But why? Why are we paying things like, I don't know, £5 for a packet of sanitary towels? They're not even reusable.
You know what? This is gonna sound silly, guys. To some of you, borderline disgusting. But I think I need to be harsh with these people. I really think I do. Sanitary towels. It's crazy because in 2020, people were about to kill themselves over toilet roll. This is how the minds of those, for me anyway, this is how the minds of those in Britain are operating right now. Like people were I remember these videos, people fighting in Tesco for toiletry. Like, what is going on? Like, bro, there's just so much stuff going in my brain right now. Like, you're using toilet roll and most of you don't even wipe properly. You don't even wipe them properly, and it's not even clean. Oh, jeez. When you're fighting over toilet roll, when you need to be washing your thing, you have to wash with water. But you want to fight for toilet roll, fight for toilet roll. I'm lost, bro. I'm dumbfounded. I'm dumbfounded. I think it was it Daredevil? I was watching. Was it Daredevil? I was watching, and then in the beginning of Daredevil, it was just so like, I don't know why it was so profound to me when the person said it, basically, but this was like the old one, and that's when I was really like tuned into it. I'm like, that's true, man. Like the guy was like, it was like two. I think it was like 2 truckers. I don't know. It's like standing outside of not a pub, obviously, but a bar, But it was only them like, you know, like, anyway, standing outside of the bar, two truckers looking like truckers basically, and then the other one asked him, mate, you know, if someone when you basically go to the toilet and you do a number 2, what'd you do? As soon as you finish, what'd you do? Well, you know, do number 2, wipe myself down and leave. Okay, and what wipe myself down, like how? You know, grab some toilet roll, wipe myself, and then I'm done. Okay, no problem. Then he said, okay, if someone was to take, I'm not sure if he said if someone was to, I don't know if he talked about, anyway, all he said was if that same number 2 was to be wiped on this guy's face. So the guy was asking him a second question. If the number 2 you done was to be wiped on your face, what would you do? He said, what do you mean? I'll go into the sink and I have to, you know, rinse myself and wash it off. And I said, okay. I don't know if he asked him and said, so why do we, whatever. And I'm like, oh my days, for real. But then you think about other countries, like, was it like China, where they have like bidets? You know, that's what I started learning about, that stuff like that back there, because I was like, I cannot now not do that anymore. So when I hear these things about talk of toiletries or whatever she said, you know, wipes and all this stuff, I'm like, bro, you don't need, like, why are you buying these, whatever she just said, was it sanitary wipes, whatever, when you can just get reusable cloths? You can use them like consistently, you know, to wipe stuff down consistently, and then when you finish up, you rinse it, whatever. Why? Like, sometimes it will be great to see how people are budgeting, because again, I keep saying, you need to start understanding that you need to start taking personal accountability. Like, your budget is probably an absolute mess. If I was to see it in a spreadsheet, it would be an absolute mess. And this is what I'm saying. Like, it's like the majority of people are just normal civilians, and they would accept that as well. But this is why I keep saying personal finance needs to be taught in schools, because right now it's looking like people that are good with personal finance have a superpower, when that's not the case. But in this instance, what we're talking about, 100%, this is a superpower for people, because the majority don't have it. So if you're good with personal finance, if you're someone that's looking at heard what she said and they're able to pick the holes in it, you probably have a superpower you don't even kind of realize.
In the name of Gemma Collins, nah, this ain't for me. Not for me.
Are people going to talk about how living in the UK is actually different?
So that's all she had, you know. When to talk about toiletries, whatever she just said. She has kids, so I always try to give it to people that have kids. I'm like, I'm not even trying to, you know. But bro, like, this is why it's very important to, I guess sometimes it's very important to operate as if you are in hard times. Just start off like that. Yes, you could have all the luxuries and, you know, buying these loo rolls. It's almost like they were conditioning people. So let me get the loo roll, the soft ones. When I wipe, it just what is it? It just soothes. Like the luxurious feel. So when I'm wiping my ass, my dirty, what, bro? Like, geez, bro. Like, how have they made that now? Like no, you need to clean that properly, bro. Like, you know, clean. But they're there. This velvet loo roll. What? Were you conditioning people to get used to the velvet look, so they won't want to go back to normal, cheap? How? What's going on? Condition yourself and what is it? Approach things like it's already bad. Like, just do the stuff that doesn't need to be what is it? Pampered, babied. Stuff that shouldn't be that at all. You being in the toilet and cleaning shouldn't be let me do it. It's in a soft way. No, clean stuff properly. That is why it's clean, because you have to put in elbow grease to make sure stuff is clean. Why am I explaining this stuff for? You sure I'm saying what I'm saying? Oh my days.
Present. The UK is just not it anymore. Like, the UK was it like back in the day, hence why like our parents migrated. But like, when I hear people saying they want to come to the UK, I'm like, what are you actually coming to the UK for?
You tell me. I don't know. Please tell me.
It's nothing in this country. Food is expensive, transport is expensive, everything, living is expensive, like everything, housing is expensive. Like, why would you want to move to the UK? Like, I have a question for like foreigners. Why do you guys come to the UK? I just don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, every day I just like get on the train, go to work, come back home, eat, sleep, repeat. Like, I feel like a robot.
I'm so fucking.
All right, so just to you just said why foreigners, baby girl. Think about what you just said. Foreigners want to come in here. Well, they don't know how it is yet, right? Obviously, now they're going to be looking at all these videos of people complaining, and they're going to now think, is it that bad? Because where they're coming from is probably a hellhole. Right? Some people are actually running away from certain things, like within their country, because it's not as much as people want to insult the UK. Pretty much, you don't understand the privilege you have until you go outside of it. That's the thing. Now, what's happening is that it's becoming so bad financially, though. It's becoming so bad that people are now realizing, there are other places similar but cheaper. But really, when you look at certain like benefits we have, like our NHS service, although it's not that great, it's probably our NHS is probably our hospital, hospitality and catering, pretty much, right? It's probably one of the best in what you can find. You can find, because you go to places like another equivalent, a UK equivalent, like a US, they ain't treating you until you've paid. People die over this. So when you say, "Oh, it's expensive," 100% everything is expensive. But when you then look at, from my point of view, again, somebody that I am really strict on my personal finance, right? When I look at it and I realize stuff that I don't need to be doing, you're saying it as though people aren't driving. For no reason, people are driving. Like, they don't need to drive and they're driving, but the same people are complaining. It's something I don't get it. When you don't need to, there's many stuff you don't need to do when you complain. There are people that have removed all this stuff and still are in dire constraints. Fair enough. Those people now need to you got another issue now. You just have an income issue. If you whittle down all your expenses and everything is pretty much, it's just like basics, like basic stuff, and you're still really struggling, then you got income issue. But there's always going to be an issue of everything needs to just line up. Like I said in my video yesterday, income first, expenses, right, outgoings, and then savings. Once you can get those right, that's the foundation. We're not even gonna go into the investing or protection, which were the other two. Investing and protection. Investing is something that I mentioned this to many people. I'm not saying I'm advising taxman. Please just listen to what I'm saying properly. I mentioned this to many people investing, and people always say that I'm not into it yet. And it's crazy how it's the majority of people. This is how I know that the majority of people are struggling, because when you now step into the next level, which is investing, there's so many people that are not even into this at all. I want to say the majority are not. The majority will be like, "Oh well, I'm not familiar," and I hear people losing stuff, and I'm like, "This is facts. People are losing facts." But when you start just getting like just the basics of it, you realize yourself, this is just not. It's not what I thought it was. It's not complex. You don't have to have a certain level. You don't have to be somebody that is, that studied something within accounting or finance or something like that in order to be investing. None of that. You don't know. You don't need to, know these things. You don't have to have studied, economy to invest. This is stuff that people don't know. That's the thing. There's the lack of knowledge. But again, before we get into that, the relationship with their income, expenditures, and then savings, absolutely out of this world, man. It makes you start realizing to yourself just how advanced you are when it comes to managing budgeting. Basic things, man. Basic things. I don't want to just blame the youth that are struggling with this clearly because they don't know yet. There's adults that they just can't stop. They just cannot stop spending, bro. They can't stop spending, bro. I'm telling you. I'm talking about this. I'm not talking about people outside that I don't know. I'm talking about friends that I know. spending on stuff that doesn't make sense, bro. Still. But then they go into Tesco saying, oh, Jesus.
Fucking tired of the UK. It's gotten to the point where I'm looking at moving out. So I think it's going to take fucking years for the UK to start doing better again.
Please watch your mouth, baby girl. Relax.
Because it's that fucked. The thing is...
What did I tell you? She's going to swear again.
Moving is not fucking easy. Thanks, Brexit. I need a visa. I need a job. I need to save a shit ton of money and probably learn a new...
Your problem is not just the fact that you're struggling with personal income. Your personal language is out of this world. You're struggling with everything.
Language. And unless you're well...
No, you need to learn new etiquette.
Your quality of life is fucking shit. I cannot afford, as a nearly 30-year-old...
You don't look like it. Guys, we've tried. Can I just forward this? Oh, it's not much left. How much is left? Okay, let's just endure the insanity.
To rent something other than a fucking room. I work full time, so I should at least be able to afford a one-bed apartment. It's not that fucking much to ask for. It's a one-bed apartment. I think as a country, we're so desensitized to everything that we just take the bare fucking minimum. I don't claim to be in poverty, and my life isn't terrible. There are so many people out there who can't even afford to put food on the fucking table. And it's not like it's an uncommon thing. This is quite common now. Just like, what the fuck?
What the actual...
Another one. Guys, like, do you see a pattern emerging with those that are not good with personal finance? Let's see.
What the hell is going on?
Oh, I was going to say, thank the Lord. Maybe she's got better language.
In the UK. I actually think it gets worse and worse every single day. We're literally getting taxed left, right and centre. It actually getting to the point where I feel like most people are just working to survive.
This yesterday, I think, right?
Like, they're literally living paycheck to paycheck. They don't do anything else other than go to work because you literally can't afford it. Like, actually, what kind of life is that? Like, what are we all doing? I think a lot of people are opening their eyes to actually what's going on in the UK now. Like, they're actually realising that we've all been kind of brainwashed into believing that we go to school, get an education, get a good job, when in actual fact that just keeps us trapped. And the lifestyle isn't even good here. The weather is crap. Everybody is miserable. I am literally fed up of being here, getting to the point where I am thinking about going elsewhere. There actually isn't any such thing as work-life balance for most people. Now, let me know, has anyone left the UK? If you've left the UK, where have you gone? Where's better? I need some options. Okay, rant over. Let me know what you think in the comments. What the hell?
Some people, yeah, it's as though they're doing this more so to... They're just doing it just to do it. They're just doing these videos and it's like, yeah, let me just put myself on screen. Like, I'm trying to, I guess you try to add is it persona's the word, or just I'm trying to guess the type of lifestyle that person is living, that woman I just saw basically. And the first thing I saw, you know, she looks like she's in, you know, like she's in a car, whatever. I can only assume maybe she has kids, maybe, you know, hence why she has a car. Because listen, from somebody that is hearing people, you know, mention the cost of living and, you know, stuff is expensive. When I hear this stuff, the first thing that goes in my brain, and if you're like this as well, you're probably somebody that is very, very, you're mindful, right, of your finances. When people complain and say this stuff, my first question, like, is, okay, so what's your lifestyle? Like, I wonder, I'm there just, I'm not gonna lie, I'm judging them. I'm like, okay, let me see. Are you someone that is just, is this car here just for show? Is this car for show? Is it for actual use? Something that should just get you from A to B, right? Is the type of car you have needed, right? One of my aunties, right? She had a car just because she got children or whatever. This woman of it, and she has has her own business, right? This woman now I went to go and visit her. It's been times that I visited her. I went to go and visit her. You're right. And her kids, and I saw that she'd replaced her normal just family car for a van. She replaced it for a van. Right now, it's slightly more expensive than what the family car was for, but she got that because why? The van allows it's more. It basically works for her business, right? So she actually used it because she was using her personal vehicle for her business at the time. I don't know if she had the same. I remember her mentioning to me about a van some time back. Actually, thinking about it now, she mentioned about this van 2 years ago. I don't know if she ever got it, but I went to go and see her later on, and then I saw that she's got a van now, and I'm like, okay. I don't know if there was any crossover between her having the van and the car, but the fact that she doesn't have a car anymore, she has a van. These are the type of decisions people need to make that they don't. There'll be people that will have a personal car and have a van as well, but they'll be complaining. Where one has to go. So she just got rid of the car, right? And then now she just got the van, and the van again, it's tied to it's working within her lifestyle. So I'm like looking at people when they complain, I'm like, I wonder what your lifestyle is like. I wonder if there's certain stuff within your life that you don't need, right? Check your shopping habits. What stuff can you stop buying every single shopping trip? What stuff can you stop buying, and then add all of those pounds up, whatever that is, how much it costs, pounds up, and then put it into something that could hopefully, help you build wealth. You can't keep saying, oh, the UK is this, the UK is bad. The UK is going to do what the UK does. It's going to do what it does, right? You can't control the UK. The funny thing is that the UK can't control you, but you're allowing it to control you. You're allowing society and all this stuff to control you, to impact you, I should say. In some cases, control you as well, but it's impacting you. What are you doing? Like, I might have to do another one saying, bro, a video just claiming this is your fault. This is your fault. If you're really down bad like that, like really down bad, come on, this is your fault. You cannot, see it as a pie, right? There are going to be various reasons. Oh, sorry, let me just do that again. There's going to be various, let's just call them subjects, aspects, right? That takes a piece of that pie, right? But though they are taking this part, the majority of it, maybe this much, an angle, is you. You have to accept that. The majority, that's not even the majority. The majority would be, okay, yeah, if we're going like this way, sorry, this way, right? So that majority right there, that's you. And the rest is sliced up. You have to be taking account, you have to take accountability of what's going on in your life, man, your life. I understand there's many things that plays a part that, for example, tax, HMRC, there's another stuff I want to talk about. I've dealt with that. I saw a video of some guy talking about HMRC and how they would give me the runaround. Guy, I was there. Self-assessment nonsense. I was there. They do it. They tried to listen. I had to call until I had to take evidence of them saying that, yeah, they took me off something. But they don't take you off. And then they start sending you letters to pay. And you're like, what? Didn't you guys just tell me you had to start taking, because it's going to trip you up. But you see how this stuff, because I don't want people to think I'm just talking about, I'm not necessarily going through certain stuff. No, I tried to start my own business, register my own business, copyright, I registered it and I copyrighted my material, stuff. But all these things, and then when I had to put like a halt on that, like for a little bit, they try to act as though, something happened electronically. So you have to really be doing stuff manually, like sending them stuff and send it as paper, so they don't start saying, oh yeah, the digital stuff, we can't find it, when maybe we got it and deleted it. All these type of things, man. Yes, we all going through it. What I'm going to say is that it is our fault, whatever happens in terms of things go missing and whatever. There's many times, think about it, there's many times, me and you, we've spent stuff, like we don't even know how much money we've wasted down the drain. From starting work until now, we don't know how much money, what stuff we were spending when we're having those fun times. We don't know how much money we wasted down the drain. A lot of us should be at least within 100,000 there. level by now. And then had we invested some of that as well, bro? Like, but we have to take personal accountability of our choices here, and not just always see it as, oh, now it's downtime. We're gonna look at, oh, you guys is what's causing it. It's because you raised this. I can't do this. No, you're still choosing to buy these groceries that are expensive as hell. You're still choosing them, though you have another option there. Don't let me buy what I just like to buy now. Let me go for here. You just want to keep up with what you've been doing, lifestyle that you've got become accustomed to, right? And then when the hard times come, you just want to just complain and just be like, no, whatever happens, you can't change this. This is the deal. This is the agreement we have. It must always stay this price. That's not how business works. It's not how the economy works. You have to move the economy. So all of you that saying you want to move out, I don't believe you. People will tell you where to go, and you probably wouldn't, because why? You're so stuck here. You're gonna be so, oh, but my family gonna find another excuse. My family's here, so I can't really. Just stop. Just stop. This is the cap. Stop the cap.
I just come out of a card shop, and it was
that was a rant and a half. My bad, guys.
$6.99 for a Christmas card. One Christmas card didn't even have a price on it, and I was just like, $6.99, and she was like, yeah, I don't know why they're $6.99. Oh, I will take that then. What? $6.99? What? It's a cosy lift, Alan.
Is anyone else finding the cost of living in England absolutely astronomical? Because Jesus Christ, I've just come out of Tesco, and I've just bought some bits and bobs. Basically, I've just filled a bag, and with my club card, it still cost me 74 quid.
Jeez. So she's shopping for her family, bro, guys. Jeez. To be fair, I can see how that is 100%. I go to Tesco, I buy a few stuff, I don't have family. I buy a few stuff. Mate, it's if I was to buy, I don't know, just food for the week, let me say. Food for the week could come up to like around £10. Come up to around £10. So I can see how 70 something, and that's with my club card as well. All this stuff you need to take, guys, please. I don't care how young or old, or whatever you are, I don't care. You use club cards, you use all these cards, you take them all. My club card, I've been using club cards for years. The amount of points I've now added, I know I can go shopping one time and use my club card to buy me a month's worth of food. Well, inflation's gone up, so prices have gone up, so maybe half that then. 2 months worth of food, 2 weeks worth of food, 2 months, I wish.
I've bought salad for dinner, some baguettes, some prawns, conditioner. I did buy some hair dye because, Jesus Christ.
No, well, yeah, conditioner is expensive.
I can't think what else I've bought. Just general household bits and bobs. Some...
No, tell me what you bought. Because some of that, so the baguettes, I don't. Just buy bread now. You don't want to buy Jamaican bread. So, again, this is culture thing, so I'm just being silly, guys. But you have to, you have to. Come on, baguettes. Just buy slice now. Forget the Jamaican because that one could be expensive. Just buy slice. You don't want to buy slice. You want baguettes and you want to complain. You want baguettes. You don't baguettes, but you want baguettes and you won't complain. Come on.
More mixer for the dogs. 74 quid.
To be fair, I've always said that, those that have pets, well done. I know, like it can be, you're showing that you're committed. I don't necessarily say people that are having them just are great owners, or let's not say owners. Let's just say guardians, right? Because you don't necessarily own. It's weird how it's weird for me to say you don't necessarily own your child, but you basically own your dog. Obviously, they're 2 different species, so that's the reason why. But it's just weird still for me. But anyway, those that are guardians of dogs and have dogs, this is a lifetime commitment. People always ask me, because I'm not I don't mind dogs, cats. I don't mind either of them. I don't mind at all. I won't mind having them, but I just know it's a lifetime commitment. I know that I'm probably not committed enough to take care of one. Because if I was to get one and then, you know, not because I'm not showing up enough attention, then being able to take it back is not something I ever want to do. So although I commend those that have, and kudos, you know, for you guys that have, that are pet owners, but it's funny you call them pet owners again, pet owners, child owners. Yeah. Yeah, just those type of extra costs. You need to understand that within you take on these pets. Personally, if I'm gonna be just candid, just be honest, you have to not have them. You have to not have them. This is times when you have to be, okay, I might have to take them, back, you know. I might have to, because some people are just abandoning them. Listen, you cannot abandon, you're the one that took her in the first place. In this instance, you have to be some sort of service that would allow you to be like, I need you to, you know, I don't know who's going to provide that service. Maybe the government, I don't know. But in these times, right, times of need, some stuff have to be crossed off. You know, some stuff because, and even if you keep them, I'm sure you are getting them the cheapest stuff, basically. But with that, it's like treating them like a human being. You won't want to do that to a human being. You want to make sure they're dietary, because that's what people complain about the most. Oh, why am I gonna get something that is maybe, you know, not good for my kids, whatever? Okay, cool. You have to do something for your dog then, right? But you put nobody. The government didn't say, oh, if you take this dog, we're gonna give you some sort of benefit for it, or you're gonna get some sort of money. No, nobody tasked you to go and take on more responsibility. You chose that for yourself. So when I'm looking at it again, you have to put that somewhere. You have to put that dog somewhere so you can at least survive right now. Like people, like it's not, I won't say the lack of planning, because again, they didn't plan for this to happen, right? No one planned for the 2020 to happen, and then which now is resulted in prices not going back to where they were, or things in general just haven't gone to what they were before. You know, and then you got other stuff like even if people wanted to have it go back there, the rise of AI, which is another conversation in its own right that I don't mind having, is changed things completely.
I don't know how people can afford to live.
We don't know how
much
you
longer with the bills the way they're going up. It's absolutely astronomical. I mean, I earn good money. I do earn good money.
So how?
But
people like this really frustrate me, because okay, so you earn good money. What's your budget like? People now look at me and think like, oh, but this person, you're just somebody that just like yes, there's people like me that exists. Sorry, I'm gonna always see it this way. She didn't have to, you know, what is it? Provide that information. She done it off her own, you know, like her own will. She provided the information, and you earn good money, but somehow things aren't. Another thing is, you know, they're probably paying off a mortgage. This type of stuff you got to understand, yes. But the mortgage that they have, was it one that they had comfortability? Did they choose the comfortability of the home and how it, or did they choose comfortability of the payment? Because me, I will always go for the comfortability. Picking a house would be me picking it for comfortability of the payment. That I know that, listen, I'm able to pay a certain amount and really live off, because you know the what's left, right? The margin is enough for me to be able to say I'm going to just be cool, just, you know, go on a few holidays. Some people will be like, no, I like this house. If we do it by this amount, if we take this amount, you know, mortgage, let's say 25, 30 years, what we're doing right now, how much we're getting, we should be able to pay this off within 30 years. That's good. But what if things turn? Whatever 2020 just happens out of the blue. What then?
£74 for a bag of shopping is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, that's my Sunday afternoon thought for you.
This cost of living crisis is absolute bollocks. Working simply just to survive is bollocks. Working a 9 to 5 is bollocks. Going on one holiday a year and calling that a decent life is bollocks. 28 days holiday a year, 28 days annual leave a year is absolute bollocks. Your rent being half of your wage, it's absolute bollocks.
How are you? What are you? If you can't afford, like the fact, I'm not even going to sit here and be like, that's not what it is for me exactly, but it's not too far off, right? But if that's not the case for you, why are you? If that's the case for you, right? Rent being half isn't even bad if I really think about it, right? It shouldn't be, but it's not terrible if you don't have too much outgoings. Again, if you were to look at these, if you're you have a superpower. If I'm talking to you and you have a superpower that you just don't know, you ask yourself. These are decisions that you and these people. It's like a competition on who can make the better decisions, right, for their financial futures. You're making a specific decision. You're making sure that and they're making this decision, and then the results come out, and then they're absolutely dumbfounded as to how things are. What are you talking about, woman with tats? What are you saying?
Retiring at 70 if you make it that far. Bollocks.
It's not really ever been different anyway. Like in terms of the holidays, was it a few more days they gave us from back in the? Man, you're saying bollocks as if like it's always. Maybe she's just saying it's out of frustration, basically. But it's not as though this is new. It's been like this. But the things what you're not happy about specifically is just the cost of living, and prices going up in general. But I guarantee, if I was to check, the plate, what I'm looking at right now, I can only assume you're living. Are you living with your parents? Because if you're not living with your parents, some of you people, the place when I look at like your just surroundings, I tell you, I judge. I'm looking. It doesn't look like you should be affording these places. But you're complaining. I live in a very simplistic, very simple, right? My rent isn't half of mine, but it should, compared to what I guarantee you'll see my outgoings, you'll be like, oh snap, you've got more than enough. You're giving yourself like more than enough space to, if you wanted to spend and maybe go here or do extra, I mean, this is just how this is how I've chose to live. So all this stuff that's happening outside here, you're not gonna come deal with, mess up my peace. You're not gonna come and no, bruh. Like
life ain't meant to feel like this, especially not a 25-year-old.
Jesus.
I pray someone else feels the same as I do, because
I really hope you're living at home, because if you're not, then what are you complaining about? Like again, she might not have parents, because I'm saying this out of just people that have told me this in terms of they don't have parents, or maybe they fell out with their parents, whatever the case may be. But if you do have parents and things are just good, you're normal parents, go back home. Why are you complaining? Like, just go back if you can. Maybe she doesn't, so I'm guessing she does. How about you want to bet she does?
The actual, it's utter bollocks. It's all utter bollocks.
Thing that I did just want to address is that sometimes I get comments that say, oh, don't you work or don't you have a job, like suggesting that because I'm on a really tight budget, that must mean that I'm not working, and that really isn't the case at all. And I think that it's just really important to have that conversation, because I know people I have friends who have children, and my friends, they're both of them working parents, full-time working parents, and really struggling to make ends meet because of the cost of living. Like, all of our bills have gone up. The water bills have gone up massively. Council tax is huge. Energy bills massive. But then even like the food shop, right? Like the yogurt that I used to buy in Lidl 3 months ago, it cost £1.25. Now it's £1.69 for the same thing. And all of the food prices have gone up. It's not just that. Like, I remember when I used to be able to buy an aubergine for 69p, and now they're like 99p. Like, everything. And you're thinking, oh, what is 30p? Well, if it's 30p on 10 items, that's £3. Like, that's like £9 on your food shop more. And where's that coming from? You're not getting paid more, that's for sure. I'm not going to go off and be a finance bro, It's not my vibe. But it does mean that I'm annoyed that Lidl put the price of yogurt up. But all jokes aside, the cost of living is massive, and people can work full time, people can work incredibly hard in incredibly meaningful careers and find it difficult to survive, you know? And I don't really see things getting better. So, I mean, it's all a bit doom and gloom, but that's the reality of it, you know?
She came across very, she sounds like she's got a good head on her shoulders, I won't lie to you, that young lady. I say that because she said she was on a tight budget. I don't know if that is a choice, right? If that was a choice made, basically. But again, I'm always having to just see. So it needs, again, I was just what is it? Just using my eyes to just, you know, scan, seeing her environment, whatever. She's got a normal car. I can only assume it was, I don't want to say run down, but it's just a very, you'll see it and just be like someone just really watching what they spend. I really like people like that. I've always liked people like that. In fact, my brother was one of the first people. I remember when he used to have a runaround. This is when he was young, having a runaround. I'm like, what? When I had a better car than my brother, though he was bringing in more money than me at the time. These are people that are just, I don't know where they got this from, bro. So I'm calling it a superpower. Like the way he thought now, he doesn't have to do that anymore. In fact, he just got a car. This is it's like a 4x4, but it's like one he's had for years now. Yeah, he's had it. So you start realizing people like that lady there, you could tell, you know, she said how she's on a tight budget, but you know, but she just, and people assume that, oh, do you not have a job because you're on a tight budget? No, it's just I'm being smart. I'm being smart. Like this is the type of person you want to be, to basically like bounce off of, you know, in terms of ideas, in terms of, you know, her lifestyle, and kind of trying to see what you can get from somebody that is living that, what's up, again, I don't know, everyone use the word advice, but what she can suggest, because a lot of people aren't thinking like this. They're really not thinking like this at all. A lot of people are living way beyond their means and complaining. Right? She just, you know, keeping it simple, and then just realizing that, yes, I need to do something about this. I need to simplify. She looks like a, you know, comes across like quite simple, like within just how she is as well, which helps, you know, the type of personality you are, being like that helps as well. So well done to that young lady, whoever that is, because it's very rare to see people that don't come across like they're really complaining out of struggle. It's just more just a reporting. She's reporting what's going on, you know. Mention about the yogurt stuff. I must say, people, man, you need to relax on the yogurt. You people love too much snacks and all that stuff. You need to, and even if you are going to, for me, right, even though I can, all these snacks that you guys back, I can be getting them tenfold. Her right now talking about what she's talking about. Guys, like me, that's, you know, the snack that I be getting. I don't even tell you, man. It's a simple, cheap snack. But I've had to, you know, you have to know how to adapt, man. Adapt. Some of you that, you know, you're on okay wages, because the UK prices have gone up now. You should be moving like how you're moving in university and buying the snacks you buy in university. You know them ones when you are young. Okay, I'm just telling you because you're there thinking you're too, oh, I'm improving. Sometimes you have to come back just to do a 10x. You know them ones like you're investing.
How is anyone affording to actually live in the UK? How are you managing?
Guy, first off, where are you? You guys, stop doing this. He first done a 12 for us to show us, hey guys, UK MTV Cribs, look where I'm living now. How are you affording? Because I'm struggling. What? Mr. Man.
Managing financially. Council tax, insurance tax, income tax, capital gains tax, NHS tax. Bro, you just have a million taxes, and then they're going to start charging tax on the tax that you pay so you can later pay more tax. Bro, I can't fathom it. How are people surviving in the UK, let alone...
Are you talking, what is this complaint? Where does it come? Are you, guy, I don't get it. Who are you? Are you doing it for us? Are you complaining for us, but you're living good? Or are you living how you're living and complaining still? This has to make sense with these people. And they're wondering, they're thinking, oh, somebody has to come to change it. I have to change it. The uppers are looking down at you and seeing this and thinking, this guy, wait, hold on. Can you move to the side? Let me see the view so I can just Let me just live vicariously through your view, because where you're living, and you're still complaining, they're not going to make a change because they're like, this guy, you're not ready. Like you're saying you're see, because we don't know what you're complaining for, but the complaint the complaint is not matching what we're seeing of your life. The two are just, it's like opposites, like magnets, opposites they're not.
Low and thriving when you just got constant payments you got to make. And bear in mind, that's excluding your standard like rent and your bills and your food and what you need for actual survival. It's like, bro, we're all paying this extortionate amount of money for what? For the services that are terrible. I can't even go see my GP within a 3-week period if I wanted to.
Wrong.
And then this is our standard weather where it's just great. It's like, bro, thank God. I'm so blessed and so grateful that I'm in a position financially where I can afford to maintain all these ridiculous payments that I got.
You see what I was saying, guys? Like I keep telling you, it's not like I've watched this video before, but you have to scan your surroundings. Yes, people complain, but you have to look at what are you talking about? What are you talking about, guy? Now he's explained it, which okay, so it's more so complaining for the people. He probably got friends that are really, really down bad. Whereas him, he's saying, at least I'm good. So, my guy, young man, I think you can even make yourself even in a better position. The place you're in. It's a bit, you know what I'm saying? If you want to really just tidy it up, give me a call, yeah?
I'll be making. But it's like, bro, for the average working class person, bro, I feel for you because how are you surviving, bro? I'd genuinely be out here on the streets with the regular 9-to-5 income, like struggling to even eat.
In fact, young man, come and talk to me. Help me. I need your help. You see me, dear. I'm dear. Hands out. I'm struggling.
If it was all of these expenses stacking up and I had a regular wage, I don't even know what I'm spending money on. But yeah, right now it's looking really appealing. Like I really understand why people are just selling everything they have and moving to Asia because it's just less stress. You're not getting threatened from HMRC and random institutions every other week for payments that you didn't know you had to make. It's like, bro, like I'm actually sick and tired of it. Like I'm one bill away from just getting rid of this apartment, selling my car, and just going to Asia because, like, bro, I've had enough.
This was an MTV Cribs moment for this guy. I'm telling you, bro. Well done, by the way. And please contact me. I need help.
A video of a woman who unalived herself because her mortgage payments went up by £600. £600. That is the kind of pressure that people are being put on.
Sorry, I mean that. Gone. That's how you know this isn't, bro. It's not a joke
in this country.
And that is why
I have no desire to own any kind of property in this dirty, stinking UK. Once upon a time, I was saving for a mortgage in this country. I wanted to have a home here and be able to travel the world. So now I want to use that money to live in another country because as far as I'm concerned, yes, the UK is my home because I was born here. But apart from that, this country is not for me. It's not for us. It's just really not for me anymore because people are too focused on the wrong things in this country. But anyway, my heart goes out to that poor woman's family and to anyone that may be watching this that is struggling. Please know that's not the answer. There is help and support for you out there. So please speak to someone, please.
This is going to terrify you. There are more houses on the market right now than have ever been in the last 10 years. House prices in real terms are down 17% since September 2022. Now, why is that scary? Why is that terrifying? Is because there is a narrative right now that says that house prices are too expensive, that they're unaffordable, that who can afford them? But if house prices are as low as they were since 2003, once you adjust for inflation, if we've got more housing on the market than we've had in 10 years,
and we're just going to guess. He said it's gone down since 2022. Stagnant wages.
Tells you that houses should be more affordable than ever. But if we still can't afford houses, what does that say about the value and the income that we're generating? The truth is, my friends, that house prices are not going up, right? They've been flat.
I didn't know that, by the way. This guy's teaching his he must be work within, obviously housing, must be an agent or some investor,
lining for a long time. They've capped out because the average British worker can no longer afford them, even when they combine salaries with their spouse. What's really happening is that we are now post the new colonial era. For the last 75 years, we have benefited off the backs of people working for £1 a day in developing nations. And that's why we've now seen a 44% increase in salaries in Poland since 2017. The Vietnamese have seen a 66% increase in salaries over the last 10 years. Yet the British worker has only seen 0.1% growth since 2017 in the average salary. So if all of our contemporaries in developing nations, their salaries are increasing 100 times the rate as yours, guess what? The cost of everything they produce goes up. And so those clothes that you buy, the food that you buy, everything that we source from abroad, those workers who used to produce it for us for £1 a day, $1 a day, they don't want to do that anymore. So the cost gets passed on to you. This is the effect of being in a weakening UK economy relative to everybody else. That is why everything feels so expensive. That is why everyone thinks that house prices are going up, but really what is happening is that your salary and income is being devalued and house prices are staying pretty stagnant.
What in house prices are stagnant? Our incomes are being devalued. Wages are being devalued. And it's fun. And it's funny they say that. That was definitely an eye opener, man. That was definitely, whoever that is, I need to check that. Definitely, that's an eye opener. You know, as I've always said, listen, I do this for most of just a passion, but there's always stuff to learn. That's wild, man. That's wild. That's really wild. Because when he says house prices, I guess when he says aren't going up, I guess he's comparing it to all other prices of stuff in general, right? Because for example, I mean, the house someone buys a house. There's people that tell you that they bought houses, you know, in 2010, and it clearly has gone up in price. But really, what it is that house prices, when compared to other prices, or when compared to other prices of stuff, have pretty much, he mentioned stagnated. I will say probably gone up, not as much as we think. But then, which lends to kind of what I say, which is if it's going up but not as much as we think, then our wages not necessarily have not gone down basically, but it's essentially stagnated, like completely stagnated, whereas house prices have slightly gone up, which makes sense to when they say, well, I mean, we're getting paid in a fiat currency that is, I guess, being devalued compared to all assets around it. So the American dollar, the UK pound, the value of these are pretty much plummeting. So what you're able to buy, so that's what's happening right now. People don't, again, I'm going into what inflation is specifically, right? Is when you go to your local grocery store, whatever, and you try to buy something, you're realizing, oh, stuff has got more expensive. Not necessarily like the guy just said, which stuff, that's what I understood. I understood that stuff, or like already in terms of inflation. The houses stuff I didn't know is what it was talking about, where the houses kind of stagnate. That was like an eye opener for me. But inflation being going to a store trying to pay for something, you're like, oh, the prices have gone up, when really it's not. The prices have actually gone up. The prices have pretty much stagnated, right? But it's the value of our fiat currency that we're holding which has gone down, and that's been going down since, let's be honest, since 2020. It's been going down before that, but 2020 accelerated stuff, and now they're saying how they want to walk into like a digital, everything kind of going digital, with various things that it's a whole rabbit hole. There's no point but to go into it too tough. I don't want to make this a 3-hour long video, but yeah, I mean, yeah. House prices. I need to look into that. I have to look into that, because yeah, he's saying stuff has not necessarily, it's not actually going to be stagnated. It's just the devaluing of income, which is intrinsically tied to obviously the UK pound, which is dying. The power of the pound, the value of the fiat is dying.
In the cost of living crisis, broken Britain Bar humbug Chris.
I can only assume he's the one that made that term up because everyone's trying to use it. But this is somebody, I'm guessing, right? He keeps saying, "What in the cost of living crisis?" That's catchy. When I first heard it, now I'm realizing other people are using it, but specifically him. So he's a somebody, correct? Okay, cool.
Christmas is this bullshit. Now, I've done a few of these videos. This one might be the best so far. People complaining they've not got any money. Well, I tell you what, if you're buying this, you've got fucking more money than sense, even if you have got something like an IQ of 160. So I went a bit of Christmas shopping today, went into a new Marks and Spencer's that's opened up not far away from where I am. Beautiful. It's absolutely enormous. Went to the food court. As I'm just walking along, I turn to the right and I see a fridge. And in the fridge are some pies. Yes, pies. Pastry, meat, veg. You will not believe the fucking price of these pies. Admittedly, one of them was a steak pie, a Wagyu steak, whatever that is. Looks like there's more fat than meat in it to me. And one of them was a chicken pie. Let me show you the price. But before I do, you've got to comment right now how much you think they were. Now, these were big pies that feed a family of, I don't know, 5 or 6 people. But it was a pie, nonetheless.
That's more.
So in the comments, before I show you the little video,
I'm doubling my price.
Tell me how much you think they were. Marks and Spencer's, top of the range, mind you.
Marks.
What do you think? And if you've got this far, make sure you follow me because I love finding broken Britain bullshit videos.
£25.
Anyway, here goes.
I had to add the marks. Oh! I added the Marks and Spencer price up. Ah! Just, oh my gosh! This is broken Britain. Where is it? Great Britain. Broken. Ah, jeez. Great Broken. This is Great Broken. No longer Great Britain. Ha! This is Onje. Oh my gosh. Kilele. Yo, I had to switch language. Oh my goodness. I've never seen. What do you mean? How could she slap? Oh, jeez. This is a slap in the rear. 50. What am I putting? This is money to put. This is money to be putting down. This is money to put down for deposit. For simple. Oh God. Guys, this is how. First off, I need to know something. This is how. There's certain people. If you're watching this and this is a shocker to you as well, you have a superpower. This is my eyes don't see this stuff. I'm not in these aisles to be seeing if we're 5-0. You need to switch those 2 numbers around. Holy. You can't switch the one at the bottom in the shelf. You can't switch those 2 around. That makes it even more expensive. This is madness. Madness. This is why people are getting affected. They can't stop jumping the shepherd's pie, whatever this one is. They can't stop it, and then they're wondering. We're wondering why they're jumping online. It makes sense. And I'm like, why are people complaining? What's the real fuss about? This is this. Oh, jeez.
Okay, I'm gonna move out the way. Guess how much all this was? Yeah, guess how much? 4 items.
Oh, this is like what do you call it? The meal deal, which I was talking about the other day. So she had the meal deal, right? Okay, that is around already. That's like £4.50. What is that? I'm gonna just say £6.
Pads and a meal deal. Pads and a meal deal.
Oh, it's like £10.
Let's just guess that.
It's
£6.70.
Oh, right. So
who's paying?
Pads? What's pads, by the way? I thought. Okay, don't let me. No, I don't know. Don't worry. I said £6 something anyway.
Nah, who is paying that?
You.
Me, the absolute fool, the clown. Yeah, £6.70, and that was meant to be what? 6, 7, 8. That would have been £9. £9. 9 British pounds for 4 items. You know that's nearly.
Oh, so I was right. Oh, I could see she saved. So I said £10. I was right. She just got the. Guys, can I just say, young woman, start cooking why am I making bread and cheese and my friend at work is telling me why I'm doing this? He's like, man, you're really like focused, you're really like disciplined, man. Like, how do you just come with bread and cheese? I'm like, because why would I go and spend 3 kinnick on what? On here, on this. She added the pads. But if there wasn't no pads, okay, these people, you need to come on.
Need someone's hourly pay, like
make
a few more pounds, a couple more pounds, like 1, 2, 3 more pounds. That's an hour's work gone for sanitary pads.
Sanitary
and a meal
pads.
deal for 1 day. Come on.
So why do you need the sanitary pads? Sanitary pads for? People going to be like, what do you mean what you're paying sanitary pads for? This is why you're complaining about cost of living when you're asking me why do I mean this goes back for? This should be a basic thing. It's not basic though. The reality is it's not basic. Now what? Sanitary pads are a luxury. Now what are you gonna do? Baby girl, what is this?
Oh, like the UK has actually lost the plot. They've lost.
But I think it's a joint. This is a joint venture. The UK are lost. We're also lost because we're not realizing the bullcrap. She said, "Who's paying for this? I'm paying for this. I am paying for this. I'm the idiot." Then don't. How about just don't be an idiot? How about that? How about you be like, you know what? Next time I'm not falling for this. Let me go and buy sliced bread, buy some cheese, maybe bacon, and then do this myself. Cut it. That will save you at least. Well, everything's expensive now, so maybe I'm gonna say a week, maybe 3 days. So you'll spent this in 3 days. Or one shop and did this, and they're talking about cost of living. Girl,
What's the plot? I'm done. I'm finished.
What?
And people are coming at me in the comments on my last video saying, "Oh, the UK is what you make it. Life's what you make it. You know, you can do this. No, the stuff. We're in a cost of living crisis here. The stuff that we pay for to live is costing way too much.
We know this. Nobody's. If you didn't come and jump on and complain, we would just see it as the fact that you're coming on to complain. People are gonna tell you what it is. You don't have to do this. So what? So it's gone as deep as you guys just don't know how to just make just normal food. Just food. You're not even making the food anymore. No one's telling you like where's the cooking skills. Like it's not. That's something. I'm not even telling you to cook. That's the thing. You can't even do just slice the bread and then slice the cheese and then put it. That's how out of whack your cooking is gone now. That you're now saying that the price is expensive as if we don't know. The smart will do the smart thing. The people that are here that are not good at personal finance will now complain and then still do the dumb thing. What has the world gone to?
Like we work to live. We don't work to do anything else but live and survive.
We're a UK family and we've moved to Bali, and people ask why did we leave the UK, and it's because environment is everything, right?
Yes,
so
but
we visited
I'd stop
here
anyway.
for 3 months last year and we fell in love with this. We've now moved here. We moved
Right.
our whole entire life
This is my
to
advice.
Bali, and we've just
She's gonna just be this woman just stunting on you guys. Let's see. There's no advice in here.
down on the bike. So we've cycled down from our house, which is about 10 minutes away, to the beachfront. There's a gorgeous cafe here that does amazing food, amazing drinks. Kids have been playing on the beach, catching crabs, been running around. We've just been sitting here for 2 hours, just doing nothing. It's just wonderful. And the kids are free and everyone's happy and smiley. And what have you got, Maya? Some ice cream. People message me and say the grass isn't always greener, blah, 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 blah. Fine, I understand. But the cost of living in the UK is completely out of control. We weren't able to do the activities we wanted to do at the weekend because it was so expensive. It was going crazy. So we were actually staying in at the weekend because we couldn't afford to go out and do things. And even if we went to our local place, which was near our house, to have a brunch, we would spend nearly £100. It would be a special treat because the cost of everything just went through the roof. Whereas here, we have literally ordered desserts, beautiful desserts from here, ice creams, drinks, coffees, and I'll let you know how much it costs. So we had 3 juices, 2 coffees, a water. We had
Max
1,
15.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slices
I'm gonna go for 10.
of the dessert, and it came to £20. And that was and 3 ice creams as well.
Is the UK becoming too expensive to live? Because for me, I'm this close to selling up and going because it's getting that way. Every single person I
just
speak
bluffing.
to, whether
You're not
they
going
be
nowhere.
hardworking people, parents,
They
grandparents.
talk as though they're gonna and then land and then go somewhere and it'll just be just everything. The life will just find, bro. You're not going anywhere, man.
People without a job, people on benefits. Every single person is struggling.
And the question is the UK becoming too expensive to live? No, it's not. It's not.
At the same time, all of our tax is being sent to here, there, and everywhere, pretty much everywhere else other than back into this country to help it grow, to help it become more self-sustainable, etc., etc. There's like 42% of people in this population claim benefits. 7.
Listen. When I talk to you about this, one thing I want to go into, I think I mentioned it as well in my last video. We need to talk about people that claim benefits. I mean, there's people that generally claim benefits. There's others that are claiming benefits that it's being taken off the backs of honest people. So it's usually not the nice. Let me just say it's usually the term is nice guys in June, but let's just say the nice people in general finish last because there's people that claiming benefits that are using the gaming the system. He said 42%. Guys, 42%, guys. 42% of people. Like the UK, as much as I'm always saying people their own thing, bro, the UK, the ways you guys are moving like you're a finished society. You're a finished kingdom, finished empire. Everything that you need, bro.
5 billion just on universal credits to immigrants last year alone. We don't have the money for this. Why is it fair that every single person that was born in this country, that has lived and grown up in this country, worked, paid tax, they're all struggling? They're all struggling. I don't know anyone. We're trying to organise a job. We've got our render it. Oh, I ain't got the money for that. I'll build it. Oh, we haven't got the money for that. Everyone's fucked. The prices of materials and jobs up. And then in your home life, the prices of food up, prices of bills up, rent, mortgage, insurance, road tax, fuel duty, stamp duty, everything is going up to a rate that is not affordable. And if you have a mortgage right now and you're struggling, be prepared that they will take your house away from you.
This is one. Listen. It's another conversation we took. There's so much stuff to talk about, man. So much to talk about, man. You hear many people. I was watching a video of these guys saying, "Oh, those that they were specifically talking about, right? They were talking about it was in America, right? These people were in America, and then it was two black people talking, and then but they were talking. The guy was in support of homeowners, of home ownership. The other woman was saying rent, and it's cheaper to rent, whatever. And the guy was saying stuff like, "Oh," and he's really into big home because he's got his own like business, whatever, and like home ownership, whatever. But he was arguing to point as to why home ownership is the best thing, and why I guess those from a certain demographic. He was specifically talking about black people, but those from a certain demographic in general, because he was because they were talking about black people, but he would try to say that it's not just black people that are kind of suffering. It's there's people of a certain demographic that are suffering in general. So it could be white, whatever the case may be, but it's people that are poor that have this type of mentality, which is home ownership is not you can't it's basically I would rather rent than be a homeowner. Basically, he was saying this is not the way forward. This is why some people are going to stay where they are, because it's almost like they're been given the wrong information and they're not opening they're not opening their eyes, basically, to realize that this is very much so important for you to be a homeowner than a renter. What the woman was saying to me was correct in terms of rent is cheaper, but he was saying that, but in the future, it's obviously it's not gonna. I'm like, yeah, but so I don't think, but you guys are saying the same thing. Like she's telling you right now, trying to have a house doesn't make sense because of what this guy just said. In this type of climate, most people are going to lose their house. In fact, I said this in my last video as well. I guarantee if I was to do the research to find out how many people have tried to take on mortgage and failed, it will be a massive a bigger amount. In fact, let me just do it right now instead of keep on repeating myself. I'm gonna try to do this search. I'm gonna search this right now to see. Let me see. I'm really intrigued by this. Hold on. How many defaults? Home defaults. Mortgage. defaults occurred, let me say since 2020. Because these people say this stuff, and it's like, again, guys, I've not checked this stuff before. I'm being completely honest. I'm not checking before. I like to do stuff because I'm open to be. I'm happy to always admit that I'm wrong, basically. But these type of things, I like to just do it because for me, it's just logic. Like when you just use your, I guess me as a person, just thinking of how life works, I would assume that more people have defaulted than not. But I could be completely wrong, and I will own up right now. It says mortgage delinquencies and defaults have fluctuated since 2020. In the second quarter of 2020, mortgage delinquencies hit a rate of 8.22%, the highest rate since 2010 mortgage crisis. Okay. However, delinquencies saw a significant decrease, with mortgages in 30 to 89 days of delinquency hitting low of 0.7% in 2021, a 69% decrease from the rate of 2.3%. It looks like I'm wrong, guys. In the UK, the number of homeowner mortgage properties taken into possession in the fourth quarter of 2022 was 1,000, which is 12% greater than in the previous quarter. And so that was, what was that? 2024. Okay. Despite the increase, the numbers remain significantly lower than the long-term average. The entire year of 2024, there were 6,400 possessions, which is 6% lower than, okay, it looks like I'm wrong. Arrears and 700 buy-to-let mortgage properties were taken into. My guess was, again, I'm saying that people that are I guess I was saying in terms of in general, right? It's looking like those that have, I would like to go into this properly to really break this down. Because right now, I'm seeing it as I'm wrong. Mortgage defaults in 2020. It's looking like I'm wrong. Mortgage defaults have fluctuated since 2020. The second quarter of mortgage defaults hit a rate of 8.22%, the highest. So it's up since 2020, but I want to know like the total, right? How many people have taken out mortgages and then have not been able to? I guess people are still paying it. That's what it is, because it's very hard to, if I really think about it right now, how do you decide on the final result? Is when people either finish it off or people it gets taken from them. But I'd like to do that proper research to find out, because people talk as though the majority of people that have ever taken out a mortgage wouldn't actually make sense to me. Everyone that's taken out a mortgage have been able to pay it off. I would think that's not the case, or that is the case, because the majority of people that are taking it are those that are capable of doing it, people that are financially sound, whereas those that are not probably aren't. That makes sense, actually. Those that are that don't trust themselves probably won't try to get into it because they know that, man, this is a long time. I might not be able to keep up with payments, whereas those that do that probably makes more sense. So that actually explains that makes more sense than what I've said, because yeah, I mean, I'm someone that I will say that I am financially responsible, but I've not taken on a mortgage. I tried to, by the way, in 2018, but it didn't go through, and I decided to myself. Now I've gone into even more. I've diversified into more, I guess. Well, let's just say as equally as appreciating assets. I realized that those are probably a lot less of a headache than getting into housing, basically. But it makes sense, actually. People that are getting into housing are people of a certain level of knowledge, as well as people that have really ensured that income is generally generated, as well as it's also it made a staple within like their way of life. So yeah, that makes sense to me. But still, this is the fear of people, is defaulting on their mortgages. That's bro, it's a heartbreaking experience. And honestly, I've not gone through. I don't think I've met anybody. Maybe I have. They've not said, because it is very. Trust me, it's heartbreaking, man.
They will take your belongings away from you if you cannot afford to pay your debts.
Crazy, man.
It's the way they want it to go. They want you.
It's a fear.
You to own nothing. They want you to own nothing, and they want you to be happy about it. We need to see what's happening.
Klaus Schwab. Well, yeah, well, he said it, but WEF. I mean, if you know
in here, but this cannot last. The UK is finished in my eyes. It is finished because no one's doing a fucking thing about it.
Are you leaving?
Everyone's just going to work. Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind struggling because, you know, we know what life's all about. Literally, it's all about the 40-hour work week
My brother,
and making my boss happy and, you know, paying that stupid amount of tax. We need to wake up. We need to do something. Our country is being run by fucking idiots who are making you poor and you are suffering because of their consequences and their actions. They're happy spending 12 billion a year on foreign climate aid. They're happy spending billions a year towards net zero. They're happy sending millions and millions in universal credit, spending billions on hotels, on free food and driving lesson subsidies. But you, the hard-working British taxpayer, you can suffer. And you better not say anything about it because Mr. Starmer will lock you up. What do you reckon? It's close. I am so close to just packing up my stuff and getting the fuck out of here.
I moved back to the UK from Australia about 6 months ago.
So
And one of the biggest things that I'm getting the most culture shock from since moving back is how much everything costs in the UK.
be annoying watching.
Like, it's actually crazy how much everything costs. Like, anything beauty, lifestyle, health, wellness. One of my favorite things to do on a Saturday morning when I was in Australia was literally just
Guys, I can't watch
go get a coffee, do a Pilates
watch this.
class, go home and do meal prep. The entire time that I was in Australia, I paid for a class.
I can't. Just, bro.
Let's just take a minute
That he can be doing and then talk. I don't know.
talk about this cost of living business because it is just outrageous. Actually outrageous. So I'm going to give you some examples. So food, like if you want to eat good quality, nice food, and that it's going to last for more than a day, you spend an absolute fortune. If you want to get supplements for yourself, for your kids. So just as an example, for my kids, if I was to get them all the supplements that they needed, so how many of them is there? 1, 2, 3. So there's about 5 or 6 supplements really that they need to be taking as a separate amount to get the full amount of each supplement. That would be £60 per child. So what is that? 6, 12, 180, is it?
I'm not listening.
Terrible with maths. Don't do maths. About 150 to £180 a month for 3 kids for supplements that are going to benefit them. It's disgusting. So that's that. Then there's clothes, like if you want decent, good quality clothes that are going to last, you're talking ridiculous amounts of money, especially for 3 kids. Fuel, I'm forever having to put fuel in. I reckon I spend about £40 to £50 a week on fuel. Yeah, I could just go on, it's never ending. And before people start going, yeah, well, you could buy cheaper things, blah, blah, blah. I don't want cheap things. I want nice, good quality things that are going to last, that are going to benefit your body. It is just outrageous. It really is.
That's
like food shopping, like I've tried shopping at Aldi's. All the fresh stuff doesn't last more than a day, 2 days, and it's just not nice. I normally shop at Tesco's, but even Tesco's fresh stuff, like the fruit and things like that, I've found that's not lasting, and it's like really small quantities. So I'm having to go to Sainsbury's now quite a lot for a lot of fresh stuff because it's better quality and lasts a lot longer and is bigger in size as well, so you can get more out of it. Oh, mum problems. Anywho, If anyone else can relate to this, let me know in the comments. If you can give me any ideas of where I can get nice quality things that are slightly cheaper, then let me know. Yeah, ran over. I'm going now. Bye. Let's go rob a bank.
The UK's cost of living crisis isn't just an inconvenience. It's
All right, I'm done. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't really listening to that woman. I'm just hearing. Well, all I heard was I want to be able to have the luxuries that I've been having, which is essentially luxury. They won't ever see it that luxuries I've been having, which have become a norm for them, maybe through conditioning. I want to have the luxury that I'm having, basically, and not change, but still complain. So have the luxuries I'm having, not change due to the fact that my luxuries have gone expensive now, and I'm complaining. But I'm not going to change. Which I'm going to pay for those luxuries exact same price, complain, and then expect things to just basically not take a personal accountability. Not do anything to try to make sure that financially we're good. Because why? I don't necessarily need these luxuries, but I want them. She said. People said I should buy cheaper. I said no. Okay. Anyway, I'm just reading this Which article, guys, in terms of housing, or the home ownerships and repossessions and so forth. And it says that the number of, let me just play this for you guys because this is what it is, man. Hold on. What's he saying?
57% of households report their expenses rising month after month. Food prices, energy bills, rent. Everything is climbing, while wages remain frozen in time.
Madness.
For the poorest households, the situation is even worse. Essentials like food and housing take up most of their income, leaving little room for survival.
I can't bother to listen to this, guys. The number of homes being repossessed. This is a Which article, guys. If you know Which, you should be familiar with Which if you're from the UK. So it's a reputable company. The number of homes being repossessed jumped by 50% in the first quarter of this year. 50%. The number of homes being repossessed. I want to know the total, though, basically, because 50% might just be that, it was, I don't know, 10% of homes being repossessed, which is very, very low. And then jumping up to 20%. More homeowners also fell into mortgage arrears during January, February, and March as high interest rates caused monthly bills to shoot up. Guys, this was in 2023, by the way. Despite the increases, UK finance stresses the data should not be a cause for panic. There's a whole load. It says, in 2020, the UK, the homeowner repossessions in 2020, guys, was around 100. Is that million? Has to be. I don't know. I mean, it might be 100. I don't know. It just says 100 on the side. I only assume that it can't be thousands. It must be millions. Well, actually, no, 100,000. It makes sense. I don't know. It just says 100. I don't know. It should put the metric, and then, but that's gone from 100. It's showing it's gone to over 700 in 2023, quarter one, 2023. While the number of repossessions increased for both homeowner and landlord mortgages, UK finance says this is from a very low base as historic. And sometimes, man, I don't know if they are what is it? Messing with these numbers, man. Increase in mortgage arrears during first quarter. Yep, I've read that. Repossession and arrears uptick not expected for 2024 is what it was saying. Or I mean, this is old information, so it'll be, again, I just want to find out. I really want to find out that information because people talk a lot about how people should own homes. It's not that owning homes isn't bad for the long term. It needs to be affordable for people, right? So why should someone now look for an average house in London? Let's just say London, which is many people talking about London. They're talking about UK, but London is, capital world. So let's focus on London, basically, right? Why should somebody pay, put down a deposit of whatever it is? Let's say average houses in London. I want to say start from, man, it's gone up. I want to say start from 150. Let's just, if we're being kind, let's say 130 to, well, pick your number. 10% of 130, and it's usually more that they want. Again, I'm being kind to this. 10% basically, right, of 130 will be like 13,000, right? Deposit. Like who's that's quite a lot. Again, when you think about the fact that wages are stagnated, and this this deposit you're putting down essentially just for you to be able to say, I'll get the keys. People there saying, oh yeah, look, my new home. I'm like, just make sure you pay for that for the rest of when it needs to be paid, so you can finish off, because it's not necessarily your new home. If that gets taken, that woman had a dog. This woman has a dog as well, you know. She's got a dog as well, and you're paying for this animal. God knows if she's. So you know, so you got to think about this stuff like, right, like why would you want to put down 13K, right? That amount of money for something that's not really yours. If you default twice, once they might think, all right, twice you're finished out here. They're taking all the money you put in since, let's say you put in, it's supposed to be a 30-year mortgage, you put in 5 years, you now default, they take your, what then? Like you need to think about this. You need to think about this, like these type of things. This is what I'm saying, that you've put down at 13K, and then whatever other, you know, extra equity you put into that money is no longer yours if you have to default. You're done for. You know, that literally would have been a waste, and that destroys some people. You heard a woman saying somebody commit suicide over something. Sorry for saying that. Please don't destroy me. They're gonna cancel this video, aren't they? YouTube, just why is everything censored? At one point, we couldn't talk about not YouTube. Where have you gone? I'm now worried they're gonna cancel this. But anyway, I'm just looking at repossessions. I'd love to delve into this. Up 34% on the year, which is 2024. This is the Guardian. Repossessions claims England and Wales highest in 5 years, which is in 2024. So it's just going more and more, which actually makes absolute sense when I think about it. Because I was saying how I believe there's more people that have defaulted. This is after. So I'm giving it since 2020 is what I want to see the number of people that have taken out homes. How many people? I guess this is not enough. We have to now. We've got to increase the You've got to increase basically the years in which we're doing this report, this type of report for, due to the fact that research for, because yeah, homes take years to fully pay for. So the information I'm looking for can only be acquired, attained, whatever, in after I guess 2050 and above. That's when people would have finished, but we have to see in that time frame, are people going to have people paid for it? Because I want to bet that the default would have been increased. Back then, when it was easier for people just to get have a normal job, and then the price of houses was cheap as hell. No, I believe people definitely. Yes, I'm talking about 2020. I want to know how many people in 2020 are defaulted. In fact, this is probably giving me. This is probably proving me right. If they said in 2023, my guy, in 2023, which just said repossessions up 50% since when? 2020. That means, again, it depends on what the actual. That's a massive amount. That alone just lets you know, right, that it's not smart right now for you to be jumping into houses when you can't afford it. The ones that are able to do it, they're just living. They're paying their mortgage off while they're living on a shoestring budget just to get by. So personally, I mean, if you're a millennial, and I was even say baby boomer and under, the best place is probably for you right now, because you have that time, at least you have at least 10 plus years to try to make money. I think you probably want to. This is not advice, but this is just suggestions. Something that I would do for myself is probably try to look to invest, because maybe I'm not taxman. You don't know if I'm invested or not. I don't. Who knows? So maybe probably want to invest in stuff like I don't know, S&Ps and digital assets in general, because homes is dangerous right now. I'm not saying that you don't want. If they crash, by all means jump in like 2 feet, right? 2 feet, like jump in straight into it like that, or head first, jump into the housing market straight if it crashes. But that's the way. But to be trying to get in now, imagine if you put in 13K, like I said, you find a gold mine, a gold mine in the UK, 130K. You put 13K down. It's not it's a 2-bed it's a 2-bed semi-detached, right? You find it 130 down, 13K, whatever. You start, you pay for it today. All of a sudden, in the next 3 years, house prices plummet. But house that you bought, which was 130K, is now only worth. I don't want to say that. Let's just say 80K. Just because I don't want to go too. Let's just do 90K because 80K is quite low as well. 90K drops 90K the next 3 years, which is very possible if you know about 1929. Anyway, drops to 90K. Right now you have to not. So this is the house that if you were to sell it, you won't be able to sell it anyway straight away because most people would be. But there's going to be sharks that are going to be around that are going to offer you something, knowing that's going to come back up. They will offer you something that you won't be able to refuse because why? Everything will be down. It won't just be your house that's down. It'll be other stuff. You basically will need the money. Is what I'm saying. You will need the money when you could have held that money for some time, right? Watch things plummet and then get in with your 13K. Then 13K, let's say it's 90K. They're asking for 10%. You only give them 9K. You got 4K to yourself, or you give them the 13K and then reduce the amount to the more of years in terms of how much you need to pay back. This is type of thing you need to look into. That's what I'm saying. If it was, listen, the lower it drops, if you don't have the money in the market yet, into the house yet, the lower it drops, the more for you. The more for you. Whereas, the higher it is, and you get in, and then again, but it might not drop. It might not drop. It's only ever been going up since. It's not going to drop all the way to zero, but it's going to drop to an amount where people that didn't have the chance to, years since I want to say mid like the 2010, maybe just before the 2010 era, people that didn't have a chance to now have the chance to get in at a price where it was like it's not been down since those times. How likely is that? It might not be that likely. It might not be that likely, but you're going to want to be in an asset that's going to outpace not just inflation, but also outpace these traditional assets like gold, housing. You don't want to be in an asset that does that, So you can jump into that and then get back quickly, do what you got, spin it, put it in there, slap it, bang, Bob's your uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like you got to look into these things. I was going to mention something about this lady, but anyway, it is what it is, guys. This has been a long one, but again, this is just to let you know that this is me saying that you are above average, right? When it comes to finances, if your lifestyle is allowing you to not suffer as much when it comes to having to deal with the economy right now. If you're able to survive and you're like almost wondering where the issue, like you can see, yes, certain stuff you're getting is expensive basically, but you're not like other people, like really just like out here just stressing, pulling your hair out. I need to let you know this so you understand, because I don't want to be the only person talking about personal finance. You guys see what I do. This is not, my channel is not about this. But I start realizing that to me, I'm like, this is normal stuff that everyone must be doing. So why would I be doing these type of videos? It doesn't make sense. This is what makes you know that no, 100% it probably makes sense, because many people that probably are not thinking this way, that probably need some sort of, again, not advice, suggestion. I'm just reporting. This is what's happening. This is what you should be looking into in order to better your position. That's what I'm doing. But there's many other people that behave in this manner. I think just pause for a second. There's many other things that many other people that behave in this manner that you probably need to, look into what they're saying, because these people have superpowers that can probably help you with maybe how you're maneuvering. Because a lot of people are just out here complaining. I'm like, some of you, the woman in that car, that woman that talked about her hair and the conditioner, she just said I get good money. So how are you up here talking about what you're talking about? Again, she sounded like she was a bit more like reporting on it, right? As opposed to complaining. But it's still just I'm on here really to let people know you need to take some personal, accountability. What this guy said though is definitely something I want to look into, to find out about the house prices and so forth, if he's correct. But all in all, you're a superhero, man. You got superpower. You got superpower right now. There's something that people have not been able to get their heads around. There's something that needs to be personal finance, PF, needs to be taught in schools, man. They need to add it to the curriculum, because this is stuff that older generation, younger generation, we're all going to suffer from. We've been suffering from it, will suffer, are suffering from it, and will suffer from it. It's not going to be the last time this is going to happen, guys. So people need to, really need, and with the, again, slowly but surely, AI is creeping in. As I've been paused. Sorry, guys, I need to sign out because it keeps pausing. But thank you for watching. Again, you don't need to subscribe. This is not specifically. If you're trying to subscribe for, because I want a better mic. This is not the play. Just watch my stuff and try to find somebody else that is great in this, maybe an expert for you to really get into it. I just hope that you can relate to this, because I'm a normal person, and I'm trying to show you guys that not everybody is pulling their hair out and talking about struggling. Why is this? Why am I sitting and talking like this? I am on average wage. I'm not some. How am I able to sit here and to look at these people and be like, what are you talking about? Why is this? Why? How? Think about it. How? Make your own mind up on that, guys. Saint signing out. I'm trying to log out, guys. It's just computer's ridiculous. You can allow me to. You, this one here, you need to, father, mother, look at that one here. This one is all over the place. You need to, if she's not at home, move her back in quickly. The things that's happening here is not correct. What she's saying.